Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video. This is a training video on how you can reach any of the ranks in your web base very easily. This is something that doesn't require any skill or talent. That's how I can say that you can be successful with it. This is a program that I also own. This is actually the second rendition of this program. It ran for many years by the same name, and I shut it down in 2010 or 11, I believe. It had over 100,000 members at the time that it shut down, and it was a free program. It was created using my information, my system, by another company, actually a group of companies, who thought that it would be an important service to humanity. It was, the reason they felt that it was important was I was in a company, and as a marketing director for this company, just working very, very part-time, I managed to build downline in an affiliate program, which by the way is just 2 levels of over 1 million people, with 300,000 people, over 300,000 people on my first level. And that shocked a lot of people. People said that that's impossible, you know, that what I do is impossible. And but obviously it was possible because I was doing it. And so when they first approached me and said, well, can you teach people this? I said, I don't think that people have the kind of mindset that I have to be able to run the system that I'm running. And they said, why? And I said, well, because there's all these little things. They would have to like keep a notebook of these things that they would have to do, and it would just be really hard for most people. I have a very analytical brain. And so that's when they came up with the idea of put it together in a system with a script and everything like that. And that's pretty much how it got started. So they said, we'll pay for it, we'll design the website, we'll do everything, and go from there. So I shut the program down in 2011 due to a really bad hacker attack and the fact that the webmaster wasn't doing his job. And the site hadn't been backed up in over a year, except for the regular backup that I was doing, and there was only one copy, and the hacker destroyed that copy and did a backup. So, and then not too long ago, I'm not sure exactly how long ago, I noticed that all my people, my personal friends, stopped having success when I took it down. They were having tons of success in everything that they did, and when I took the program down, they just stopped having success over several years, just absolutely no success at all. So I decided to put it back up for my friends, and I haven't really promoted it or anything like that. While they do, I don't. I don't know, just because I've been busy, I guess, is the thing. But now we have people coming to me saying, I don't know how to market, I don't know how to build my list in your web base. So I'm going to show you this system and a simple way that you can reach any of the ranks, and I do mean any of the ranks, including, you know, Platinum Executive in your web base. If you just follow my direction, do what I do, it works for everybody every time, because there's no personality involved. You're just doing tasks and the results will come. So a couple of things that I want to tell you, we're going to be going into an arena where you're going to see other advertisements, and you need to be very, very aware that there are a lot of scams online that promise you, you know, riches and wealth and all this other stuff, and you need to exercise self-control and realize that you're not going to have success joining a bunch of different things. You need to first have success in one thing, and then once you have success in that, you can take what you learned from that and apply it to other things. There are no programs that you can just make money doing nothing. There aren't any, okay? And the only ones, people say, well, this one, well, yeah, Ponzi schemes, but I don't consider that a form of income, because it can go away at any second. And there's all the bad stuff that goes along with it. You're making your living hurting other people. That's got to come back to you eventually. So just be very, very careful when you're in these areas, not to just join everything just because it sounds good, because that's the way advertising is. Everything sounds good, but it doesn't mean that it is. So resist the urge to join anything. Also, resist the urge to join any other advertising programs, and here's the reason why. You want to use programs that your whole team is using so that you can benefit from that. So if you're using some, you might go, well, these sites work so great for me, and here's a new one. I'm going to go ahead and add that, thinking it's going to work just as well. Well, it isn't, because you don't have your team behind you. And another thing is, new advertising programs are not very effective. They're just not, because there's not that many seeing them, and advertising is a numbers game. You want as many people seeing it as possible. Now, if you look at the Advertopia website, I'm scrolled all the way up to the top, you can see that it looks like a billboard. This is a concept that I designed many, many years ago, to be like a billboard that you see going down the street and when you're in your car. And if you look, it's also changing a bunch of billboards. The reason that this type of advertising works is because if somebody is not going to your website because you asked them to go to your website to check it out, they're not reading your website. They might, click on something and it comes up. Every time they see an image with as much text as anything, any of these, this one here, any of these, the brain has the power to photograph that information. And even though your conscious mind doesn't realize it, your brain has actually knows exactly everything that is on that screen. I could, hypnotize you and you could tell me word for word what was there. And that's really important to advertising, because the way advertising works is people that buy a product do it between the... Sorry, my son is being a little loud. Not intentionally. And that made me lose my train of thought. The thing about advertising is the people that are going to buy your product are going to do it on the 5th to 12th contact. And that contact does not have to be a long contact. It could be a matter of a couple of seconds, as I said, in viewing one of these things. But the people that will buy it are going to do it on the 5th to 12th contact, because somewhere, depending on that person, between that time, the natural curiosity of the human brain is going to go, I keep seeing this, what is it? And they're going to stop and read it and find out what it is. So that's why when you're using the type of advertising that we're going to go into, it's very, very important that you use a billboard like this. Now, this is actually a website. I just designed it to have a billboard at the top, because I know that no matter how much I tell people don't advertise the website, they'll advertise the website. So there's the whole website, but the top is a billboard. So you're going to get the link from your upline. If your upline has not sent you the link through the back office of your web base, then contact them and get them to send you their link for Advertopia. Because as I said, the more people you get doing this, it's like a snowball. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and faster and faster and faster, and your results multiply, to a magnitude you'll never believe until you see it. Okay, so what it says in this screen is not it doesn't have to be fancy. I mean, this is pretty fancy, but it doesn't have to be fancy. It can be just like this. Okay, this video, you have this splash page yourself in the back office of your web base. and the video auto plays. I have it paused, but it will autoplay once once the link is open. It will autoplay. It's this right here that we want people's mind to photograph. It's this right here, and of course even this right here. Breaking news that this is something new. But this right here, okay. This message being seen over and over and over is gonna make people curious. So, and there's another one in there as well. There's and I'm going to add others. You can pick whichever one you want. So now, okay, so like I said, you're going to get the link from your upline to join Advertopia. You're going to join Advertopia, and what we're there's all kinds of advertising in here and videos and stuff like that, but what we're looking for here for this lesson, this is really important. This will get you started. This will get you, you know, a lot of people, okay? Actually, first let me go back to the main page. Well, I can use this one. It's important that the program be free. I'm actually going to change this because I guess my editor took out the word free. Because this should have said free, but I do have an editor and she goes in and changes stuff, so, or maybe it just missed my mind. In the type of advertising that I'm going to tell you about, it's very, very, very important for you to choose a free program to do it with. And here's the reason why. A good free program has a ratio typically from anywhere from about 100 to 250 views per sign up, where a paid program, no matter how cheap, can be thousands. So once the person signs up under you, you can then contact them, talk to them about, you know, build the relationship that you're going to need to build in order to make a sale of something. So that's why Advertopia is really good. You can advertise Advertopia, or you can advertise your web base. You can actually put your web base in the back office of Advertopia. There's a place in there called Your Sponsor's Favorite Programs, and you can put it in there. But you don't even actually need to do that because your web base is actually in the back office of Advertopia. So you can choose what it is that you want to advertise. I want to be very, very clear that you do not do what a lot of the advertising programs that we're going to use will teach you, which is to use a rotator. Do not use a rotator unless you've got, you know, tens of thousands of credits built up in your back office, because what happens is, I said it's a numbers game to get signups, you know, 125 to 250 on a free program, okay? If you use a rotator and you have five or six programs in there, and some of them are paid or whatever, it's going to take so many credits going to that rotator that it's going to take you forever to see a sign up because they're distributed out too much. You know, you're just not going to see results. So do not use a rotator, okay? The best bet if you have a bunch of programs to advertise is advertise Advertopia, because you can put your program in Advertopia. You can put up to 3 of your own programs in Advertopia, and you can and your web base is in there, that sort of thing. So just be no matter what anybody tells you, don't use a rotator. Just don't use a rotator. And if you've got a paid program, use Advertopia or your web base in these. Don't use your paid program because, like I said, it's going to take a lot more traffic. Anybody that joins these programs is going to be a lead for you, okay? They're going to be a lead for you. You can use that lead for whatever you want. So, but when you have paid programs don't allow you to contact. You violate their terms and conditions if you contact your own people about something else. So with your web base and with Advertopia, I don't do that, okay? But you check the terms and conditions of any paid program you're in, and you're going to find that you're violating their terms and conditions by doing that. So use one of these two, okay? I personally I'm not advertising Advertopia right now. I'm advertising your web base because I think your web base is absolutely huge, and it's going to, be, God willing, this force to be reckoned with, and so I want to use all my advertising for that. So when we go here and we scroll down, you're going to see a whole bunch of traffic exchanges, and don't get overwhelmed, because I just want you to at first join the first 5, these right here, okay? And then your downline is going to join the first 5, and their downline is going to join the first 5, and their downline is going to join the first 5. Okay, so now once you join the program, how do you join the program? You click on the name, it opens up. Watch, I'll click on the name. See, it opens up. Okay? I'm already logged in. That's why it didn't take me to the login page or the sign up page, because I'm actually logged in, because I'm gonna demo these right here. Once you sign up, you're gonna get your own username or your own ID number. It's different from for everyone. You're gonna come here, you're gonna put it in this box. In your back office, this box will be blank until you put something in there, so you know if there's nothing in the box that you haven't put anything in it. Okay? So you're going to put yours in there, and you're going to scroll down and hit update. Okay? Once you do, you're going to come back and you're going to click on it, and you're going to make sure that it's actually going to your website, in case you typed your username in here wrong or your ID number in here wrong. Now, some places have both an ID number and a username, like your Webbase, for example, and like Advertopia. So how do you know which one to put? Well, these right here, they're the same here, just by coincidence, because I'm in my back office, and I'm the owner. But normally, these will not match these, because these are the examples and these are yours. So what you will do is, if this is a username, then you know that they don't want my user ID, they want my username. You're going to put the username in there. I recommend you use the same username, just because it's a lot easier. That's sort of it. Now, with traffic exchanges, do not join. The traffic exchanges are all free. You should only ever become a paid member of a traffic exchange for the advertising benefit it gives you. Don't do it because you believe you're going to make money from a traffic exchange, which is what the traffic exchanges try to tell you. You're not unless you want to work like a underwater BB stacker. Yeah, there's money to be made, but not for the amount of work it would take to go into it. So just, don't look at it that way. There's some traffic exchanges I'm paid in, and there's some that I'm not. And the reason I'm paid in some is because it's a really good deal. Like maybe free members are a 3-to-1 ratio and paid members are a 1-to-3 ratio, or that type of thing. Or maybe it comes with a certain amount of credits every month that I feel that it's a good deal, worth my time, kind of a thing like that. So don't do it for the income opportunity, because there isn't one there. I don't care how good their sales pitch is. Just don't buy that when it comes to traffic exchanges. But there's definitely advertising potential here. And advertising is very, very, very important. If you're not advertising, you are not in business. I don't care if you're McDonald's, Burger King, Coca-Cola. Even Coca-Cola, I doubt you could find a person living on this planet that doesn't know who Coca-Cola is, yet Coca-Cola still advertises. Why do they advertise? Because when you reach for a drink, they want you to reach for Coke instead of Pepsi. So you don't exist without advertising. Now, you can pay for advertising or you can earn advertising, and that's what we're talking about with traffic exchanges. Now, a lot of people say, and this is an argument that I've gotten from so many people, traffic exchanges don't work. They absolutely do work. They have always worked. There's never been a time, because I test them. Obviously, I don't need to surf for traffic, because being the owner of Advertopia, having a downline of 100,000 members, and I just have such a huge downline in the traffic exchanges that I don't need to surf. in order to get traffic. But I still do it because, like, I could go like a year or two without even logging into one, just because I just, you know, I don't need to. You know, Advertopia was never created for me. It was created for people who can't market, you know. But so it's very important to advertise, and this is a way to get free advertising in a way that everybody can benefit, everybody can be successful with. But you've got to do exactly what I tell you, because if you do something else, you're changing the formula, and I have no idea whether you'll be successful or not. I have no way of knowing, okay? So, because you're changing something. But if you follow exactly what I do, meaning you're advertising Advertopia or you're advertising your web base, both of those will work. They're both free. Does it mean that some other free program that you have will work? It could, but it doesn't mean it will, because there's other factors involved. Is the page that you're advertising set up correctly? Is it in a billboard fashion? If it's not, it doesn't matter how great it is. If you just put a regular website that's free that gives away free gold eggs, it's probably not going to work in a traffic exchange if you don't use a billboard. That's just the way that, if you don't use a billboard type fashion. Okay, so we're just going to join these first 5. Now, you're going to go, but why are there so many? Okay, well, I'm telling you to join the first 5 and to use the first 5. But you can actually join all of them. But it's going to be really overwhelming to do that, and you'll probably stop and not continue. So if everybody just does the first 5, and then when you have some time, add another one, add another one, add another one, because your browser will allow you to open all of these at the same time. And I'm going to show you that you will probably want to have more than that opened, okay, more than just 5. But I'm doing this for simplicity's sake, and I'm telling you that if you just spend time in just these 5 traffic exchanges, you'll have enough to be you will reach enough people to reach Platinum Executive if you just keep continuing using it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you, so why, not only do traffic exchanges work, but they're the only form of traffic that hands down will always work and give you the type of person that you're looking for. And here's the reason why. If I advertise on Facebook, if I advertise, you know, in Google AdWords, if I advertise on Twitter, if I advertise in classifieds, if I advertise on Skype, I'm reaching the whole populace of people. And believe it or not, the majority of people online don't even know how to use a computer. They get to YouTube by going to Google and typing YouTube into Google. They get to Facebook by going to Google and typing Facebook into Google. They don't even know how to copy and paste. I know I've worked with an inordinate amount of people. I'm telling you this to be a fact. People don't know how to use the internet, okay? So it's important that you keep that in mind. You don't want to just be fishing in the whole pond, because most of the fish are too tiny to even want to hook, okay? You want to spend your time looking for the right people. The right people are in traffic exchanges, and the reason is because the only people that can see your ad in a traffic exchange are people who know how to use the internet. No one else can see them. They're only being shown to people who advertise, which is another thing. Most of them, like I said, 95% of the people that will join you in anything won't ever do anything. They won't advertise, they won't work. And so the key to success is getting 2 people who will work. That's the key to success. Every multi-million-dollar earner in any company will tell you it all led back to 2 people that they sponsored. Now, does it mean they only sponsored 2 people? No, they probably sponsored a lot more than that, but 2 people were responsible for it. And that's 2 people that will work, that know how to work. This is the key, and this is why, nothing works better than traffic exchanges. It's very time consuming. Yes, you can buy the advertising in there. You don't need to serve. You can buy the advertising. I have a lot of people in your web base spending a lot of money on advertising, and they're spending it in the wrong places, because I can look at the back office and see that these are just these aren't real people that they're getting from them. It's just they're being scammed by the companies that they're advertising with. You know, I'm not saying everybody is, but there are people that I know that are spending big money on advertising who are actually getting scammed by those companies. So, because, you know, like if you join a safe list, it's a paid safe list, they want you to keep paying for that. So what a lot of them, even Google and Yahoo, have been charged with this and settled multi-billion dollar lawsuits. No, sorry, multi-million dollars, but in the very, very high tens of millions of dollars lawsuits for click fraud. And that's where a company pays somebody to go and click on ads, to go and sign up for stuff, so that the person sees these signups and goes, oh, this really works, let me buy the bigger package. You know, so there are other ways that you can advertise, but there's risk to it. There is no risk, nothing but benefit, the perfect audience in traffic exchanges. When I started out, I had no money for advertising. I literally spent 14 hours a day on average, just clicking. It paid off for me. I became very, very, very successful, very, very, very quickly. Not overnight. It took several months, but very, very successful very quickly. Okay, so now we said, okay, you're going to sign up for these things. So now we're going to go and we're going to see what is it a traffic exchange does. What does it look like? They're all going to be different. That's Advertopia again. So here we're in one. Okay. See, this is a nice billboard if somebody's into beauty products and they keep seeing this website. And they're thinking, oh, I'm looking for a new one. I'm curious about this. This right here is a perfect kind of website. If people keep seeing it, they're likely to stop and read it. Okay, so here, how do I move forward from this point? I have to, like I said, they're all different. How do I move forward from this point? I have to click the matching image, whatever image matches. And then in this one here, it says I clicked the wrong one, probably because it was sat there for too long. As I was talking, you can get logged out from time, so yeah, I was logged out. That's why it said it was the wrong image. So now this is just because I'm logged out. You don't have to do this every single time. I wish they'd just let you stay logged in. A lot of them do, but some of them don't. It'd just be easier. I think they'd get a lot more traffic if they just let you stay in. Now this one has a login page, not all of them. In fact, most of them don't have a login page. But in this particular case, I'm going to have to, this is not the traffic exchange. See, it says now, go back to my dashboard. So that's the login ad. And this is, you know, advertising. Of course, people would pay for that. So I'm going to go up here and this is where it's start surfing. Okay, so now I'm going to wait for this. And then, now here's an example of somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, not following it, paying attention. They're actually advertising Traffic Monsoon inside of Traffic Monsoon. Oh, maybe they have a rotator. It might be a traffic monsoon rotator. Again, as I said, very few people have enough traffic to be using a rotator. But for some people, for some reason, people think, you know, it's a good idea. Okay, so as this timer goes out, then I have to pick the matching image. And now with this one, now that I've selected the right one, it says, yes, you've been credited, hit the next site. Now I can go to the next one. For this one here, it's really simple. You just hit next site. And then I go to the next one. Here, again, it's a matching image. This is a good, if it said anything important, this would be a good billboard. But it doesn't really say anything. Not enough to get somebody to stop and pay attention. Now you might go, but Jenny, you're not even looking at those. I mean, and actually, I'm actually looking at them long enough because I'm pointing out to you whether or not the actual ads being shown are good. Here, okay, so this is an example of somebody advertising Traffic Monsoon and Traffic Monsoon, and you just don't do that because only people that can see this is people who are already a member of Traffic Monsoon. So again, they obviously don't get that. So click the matching image, and that's what you're going to do. So here, if I'm going to click through like I normally would do it, hit next, hit next, hit next. Now I only have 4 open. I told you to join 5, but even 5 is not, oh, I should have used that one as an example. Even 5, okay, next site. Oh, I forgot to wait. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. Okay, if you miss it, it doesn't really matter. You can get 250 to 300 to 500 visitors per hour doing this, even as a free member. Obviously, if you paid in these, the click ratio is better, so you get more credits. So who knows what it can go up to at that time. But mainly, I just use them. I just use them free because, as I said, I have a tendency to not. Wow, there's a lot of people advertising Traffic Monsoon and Traffic Monsoon. It's amazing. Okay, so here I'm going to click the matching image, then click next site, then go to Web Biz Insider. Here I just hit next. Every one of them has a different timer. Some are 6 seconds, some are 20, some are 30. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to Traffic Monsoon. See, the timer isn't up. Okay, so that's why you would want more, because if you're going to just focus on surfing, then you don't want to be waiting on any timers. You just want to go next, 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 and you might go, well, if everybody's just going next, 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 how does this even work? Because as I said, if you use and this is a terrible website to actually use in, because there's nothing there. You see what I'm doing, so is everybody else doing. They're just going next, 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 next. So if you have something like this that needs to be read, this is not the kind of, this is just too much information. The brain is not going to process. Yes, you know, it's not going to process the information in the subconscious. It's a waste of time in this format. Now, if you're sending somebody to the website and you're saying, hey, take a look at this, yeah, the website's perfectly fine. It's not fine for this form of advertising, especially not in a program where you're advertising to people who are already a member. But anyways, so what I want you to do is exactly what I tell you to do, and do not deviate. Do not listen to what other people are saying, or you might end up doing something like that other person who's advertising their traffic exchange inside their traffic exchange. And that is actually unbelievably common. I have always seen it. Another thing is, do not advertise traffic exchanges, because as I said, you have to have a lot of it's a traffic exchange. It's free, but you're still talking about spending $125 to $250, depending on the page. If it's a crappy page, it could be even more to get a sign up. And you know, mind you, also a lot of these people are already in these traffic exchanges. So best to advertise. Let's say I have 10 traffic exchanges, and I'm advertising to these audience of people who use traffic exchanges, so that might be perfect, right? But the people that I'm advertising, on average, are in 5 of the programs that I'm in. But coincidentally, whenever I hit them, I happen to hit them with one they're already in. I've wasted that advertising. So if you use a program like Advertopia that has all of them in there, they're going to log in there, they're going to put their ID in all the ones that they're in, and they're going to join all the ones that they're not. And there, you've got a whole bunch of signups off of one referral. And then of course you can use them for your web base or any other business that you're using. So this is it. So each program is different. Some for every 2 sites you look at, they show yours to somebody else once. They all have different ratios. Some are 1-to-1, even free. They're 1-to-1, and then if you pay, it's an even higher amount. When you first join, you have to go in and activate it by looking at 25 or 50, depending on the website. Sites, but those are still your credits. Yours just won't be advertised until after you do that. So like I said, you're going to go in to the top 5 in Advertopia, the top 5 traffic exchanges. You're going to go in, you're going to sign up, you're going to put your link, you're going to make sure that your downline does it. Why do you want your downline to do it? Because these are like MLM programs in that you earn a percentage of the traffic that your people generate. So if you have a downline in them, then it's like you're all working together, even if you're not advertising the same business. See, that's the really great thing about it. You might join a program, have a big downline in it, and then something happens with the program, everyone quits, and then they go on to something else. Now you got to start all over and build a new downline. With traffic exchanges, it does not matter what your downline is advertising. You earn a percentage of their credits. So if they're advertising, Bob's Beef Jerky MLM, and you're advertising Mary's Pretty Flowers MLM, when he's advertising his beef jerky company, it's advertising your flour company because you're earning a percentage of traffic, and that goes to whatever you are advertising in. So again, this is your perfect audience. This is something anyone can do. If you follow my directions and do it right, you'll be successful. It works every time without fail. There's no way to fail with this, as long as you do, because it's not like send them a letter, because you're doing exactly what I'm doing. You're doing exactly what my other people are doing, and if it works for us and it works for them, it works for me and it works for them, it's going to work for you. It's just like if I tell you walk down the street at this pace for this many minutes, you're both going to end up at exactly the same point if you both followed my directions. Same thing here. And you can build a tremendous downline with this. And if you provide for it, here's the thing about with marketing online, you'll get a larger percentage of people who actually will work, which is all that you want, okay, if you give them, if you tell them what to do, if you show them what to do. So give them this video, give them your link, and there's no reason that you can't have huge success with your web base. All right, thanks and have a great day.